that was one of our weaker spots. We should have sort of listened to the music more as we devised the music.
I think it didn't help that we didn't have as much time as everyone else, because obviously the week that everyone started was the week I was away.
And I was ill, so I think at the start we did have a little bit, because we can come in with the music. I think we managed to get it in time, but it sort of, as it went on, it wasn't as in time as it could have been.
So how did the music help to tell your story?
It kind of, with the tempo changes and just the mood of the song, you could kind of start seeing what emotion, a dominant emotion, we were trying to portray through the piece.
Plus it was, like I said, it was kind of a neutral piece, so it kept sort of, no matter what point you were listening to, if you looked at what we were doing, you could sort of hear that in the music. So it's all sort of worked together.
Okay, these questions are about proxemics. Tell us about your choice of proxemics.
Right at the beginning, we're close together as really close friends. We're doing like a whole paddock thing. And then we have the chair duet where I'm pulling away as the friendship starts to break apart. And then obviously right in the middle, when we're completely separated, we're on opposite sides of the stage, mirroring each other. And then we come back together as we make up and become friends again. So yeah.
Do you think you use the space effectively? If yes, what did you do? And if no, what would you like to do in the future?
I think our spacing was one of our stronger bits.
Yeah, because we kind of planned it as well. Like it didn't just magically appear. We sat down and we went, we want to be further apart when we're more.
We sort of like, at this point in the relationship, they're very literally far apart. So we separate them in the stage. So.
How do you use the space to engage with your audience?
I don't really think we did that much.
No.
I think that was one of our weakest points, was not using the audience.
Engaging with the audience more.
Okay, these questions are about facial expressions. Why did you choose the facial expressions you portrayed?
Because, for example, right at the start of the piece, we're very smiley, over-exaggerated to prove that we're just children with our imaginated minds.
All exaggerated and really over the top, and then when you get to the older scene, it's very subtle, but it's still very clearly happy.
Yeah.
So it conveys both that they're slightly older and they're more calm, but they're still, yeah.
Did they connect with the audience and make them believe your story?
I think so.
They did, yeah.
I think that was one of the stronger bits as well.
If the audience didn't believe them, how would you improve it?
Well, they did, so we won't.
I mean, it's a hypothetical, so hypothetically, I suppose I would over-exaggerate the beginning bit even more, and maybe slightly over-exaggerate the middle bit where they're in the office.
Yeah.
Really show how they're really depressed. Oh, I hate this life, sort of thing.
Kind of just at the edge, just done with it.
And last one, how did your facial expressions connect to the stimuli?
I think as time went on, they sort of changed.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Which was at the start, because the clock, going back to the stimulus, if you think of an actual clock, it's just a solid object, and that's kind of what our piece was at first. It was very whole, everything was quite obvious what we were trying to do, but the more the time started melting away, the more our things started becoming more subtle and fading, but it was still kind of obvious what we were trying to portray.
Yeah. It's way better than that, so I could have come up with